Good day. Welcome to Mayor King's TV News. I am Matsu Okwanitarisha, and here are the headlines. Southern Delta University Ozoro relocates 8 departments to Oludipe campus. Itsekiri stakeholders and employees of Tantita claims Abuja protest was misguided. JAMB to conduct mop-up exam for 96,838 candidates on June 28. Nigeria backs $400 million project to build Africa's largest rare earth processing plant in Nasarawa State. Spyro tells Nigeria politicians as Governor Eno rally to do better for the economy. Petrol may hit 1,000 naira per litre as oil price soars over Iran-Israel conflict. Starmer and Trump discuss need for Iran to return to negotiations. Bayern Munich considering summer move for Arsenal star forward. Now the news in details. Southern Delta University Ozoro, formerly known as Delta State University of Science and Technology Ozoro, Isoko North local government area of Delta State, has relocated 8 of its academic departments under the Faculty of Administration and Management Sciences to its Oludipe campus, the administrative headquarters of Okwe local government area. It was gathered that the decision followed a Senate meeting held by the university's management, during which is what resolved effective September 2025. Both staff and students in the affected departments will be required to move from the main campus in Ozoro to the newly designated Oludipe site. Similarly, it was reliably learned that the university has officially appointed Professor Akwa as the provost of Oludipe campus, signaling a firm administrative and academic presence in the region. The following departments under the Faculty of Administration and Management Sciences are to be fully operational at Oludipe building: the new academic section, accounting, banking and finance, business administration, entrepreneurship, marketing office and information management, public administration, transport and marine management. University authorities have urged parents, guardians, and students to take immediate note of this development and act accordingly. Additionally, it was gathered that the move is part of the broader vision to expand the university's footprint, deconnect the Ozoro campus, and bring higher education closer to the surrounding communities. The Itsekiri stakeholders and employees of Tantita Security Services have dissociated themselves from a protest recently held in Abuja, rejecting claims made by Honorable Kingsley Tenumah and a few others purporting to speak on behalf of the Itsekiri nation. This was disclosed on Sunday, June 22nd, by the position of the concerned Itsekiri stakeholders and employees of Tantita Security Service. Was made in Warri, Delta State during a media briefing. Meanwhile, Barrister Esimaji Awani, who addressed newsmen on behalf of 1,400 concerned Itsekiri stakeholders and employees of Tantita Security Service, stated that the Abuja process was misguided and a calculated act of sabotage, orchestrated by individuals with self-servicing interests, most of whom have failed the region in past and are now desperate to regain tolerance by attempting to undermine a proven and effective security architecture. However, 2 employees of Tantita Security Services, Mas Felix Oyibo and Solomon Dore, who spoke to the newsmen during separate interviews, appealed to the federal government to allow Tantita to continue with the pipeline surveillance job. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB has approved June 28 for the conduct of 2025 UTME mop-up examination for 96,838 candidates. This is contained in a statement on Sunday by the Board Public Communications Advisor, Fabian Benjamin. Mr. Benjamin said the examination would accommodate the 5,096 PO over candidates and those who failed biometric verification during the main exercise. He added that the new date was due to the special dispensation granted to absentee candidates of the main and visit examinations. Mr. Benjamin said the first section of the examination for the day would start 8 a.m. He urged candidates for the 8 a.m. section to arrive 1 or 1.5 hours before the actual commencement of the examination. Mr. Benjamin also advised eligible candidates to print their examination notification slips from Monday in preparation for the mop-up examination. According to him, 91,742 candidates who were absent in both or either of the main and receipt examinations will also be given this opportunity, which is only for the 2025 UTME. It said 96,838 candidates were being rescheduled for the 2025 mop-up exercise in 183 centers across the nation, while others will be kept on standby. The federal government has thrown its full weight behind a $400 million investment aimed at establishing Africa's largest rare earth and critical minerals processing plant in Nasarawa State, an undertaking expected to significantly bolster Nigeria's mining sector and advance industrial development. The project, led by Instance Commodities Limited, represents a pivotal milestone in Nigeria's ambition to add value to its national resources. Through domestic processing, it is projected to create over 10,000 jobs nationwide and enhance the country's capacity for processing strategic minerals. The announcement was made over the weekend by the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, during a courtesy visit by the Instance leadership team. In a statement issued by Segun Tomori, Special Assistant on Media to the Minister, Alake described the initiative as a direct outcome of the Tinubu administration reforms and its commitment to in-country benefiting. Now on the entertainment news. Afrobeats singer Oludipe Oluwasanmi David, popularly known as Spyro, has appealed to political office holders to wake up to their responsibilities. Speaking during his performance at the grand reception to welcome Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno to the All Progressive Congress APC in Uyo on Saturday, it stated that the hardship in the country has become unbearable. More so, the event was attended by the Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima, who represented President Bola Tinubu, the National Chairman APC, Abdullahi Ganduji, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, and other lawmakers were also in attendance. At least 24 governors of the ruling party, among others including those of Cross River, Imo, Kwara, Kogi, Chigawa, Delta, Edo, Ebonyi, Lagos, Ogun, Sokoto, and Ondo State, attended the grand reception of Governor Eno to the APC. Now on the business news. Global crude oil prices may cross $80 per barrel this week, following the major escalation in tensions between the United States and Iran, with the oil market reacting sharply to reports of coordinated US-Israeli airstrikes on key Iranian nuclear facilities. This came as marketers of petroleum products said petrol prices may soon rise up to 1,000 naira per litre due to rising crude oil prices and the volatility in foreign exchange markets. The development follows a preemptive defensive strike, overnight attacks launched by the United States on 3 Iran major nuclear sites. The strike, was announced by President Donald Trump, obliterated Tehran critical nuclear infrastructure, joining an Israeli assault in an escalation of conflict in the Middle East, as Tehran vowed to defend itself, noting that Iran is OPEC's third largest crude oil producer. In a swift retaliation, the Iranian parliament has reportedly moved to shut the Strait of Hormuz, a strategic choke point that handles nearly a fifth of the world oil supply. The move sent immediate shockwaves through the global energy markets, with Brent crude trading higher in the early hours and analysts projecting further gains. Concerned by the trend, energy analysts on Sunday warned that a surge in global crude oil prices could push the pump price of premium motor spirit petrol in Nigeria to as high as 1,000 naira per litre in the coming weeks, should Brent crude hit the $8 per barrel threshold. However, the Chief Executive Officer of Petroleum Price NG, Olatide Jeremiah, said private depots are already gearing up to effect a hike in loading costs on Monday. Now on the foreign news. Sir Keir Starmer has spoken to Donald Trump in the wake of US strikes on Iran's nuclear sites, Downing Street has said. The Prime Minister and US President discussed the need for Iran to return to the negotiating table as soon as possible to make progress in a lasting settlement. Sir Keir warned earlier on Sunday of a risk of escalation to the Middle East and beyond the region after the US bombed 3 Iranian facilities. In their conversation, the Prime Minister and US President reiterated the grave risks posed by the Iran nuclear program to international security. In the meantime, the PM chaired an emergency corporate response meeting on Sunday afternoon and held calls with world leaders, including France Emmanuel Macron and Germany Friedrich Merz. The trio subsequently urged Iran not to take any further action that could destabilize the region. Now on the sports news. Bayern Munich are reportedly considering a move for Arsenal Brazilian winger Gabriel Martinelli, while two Liverpool stars also figured highly on their shortlist. Also, Leroy Sane has decided to sign for Galatasaray on a free transfer after a breakdown in contract negotiations with Bayern, with his current deal expiring on June 30th. The 29-year-old scored 61 goals, 55 assists in 221 games from Bayern Munich after joining for Manchester City 5 years ago. According to Bild journalist Christian Falk, Bayern was interested in Martinelli and discussions are ongoing behind the scenes over a transfer. However, Martinelli is not alone on the shortlist, with two Liverpool wingers also being considered by Compiègne and Co. Falk added in his report Bayern are also admirers of Liverpool star Cody Gakpo, while his Reds teammate Luis Diaz also captured the attention of German side director of sports Max Eberl. Now a recap on our headlines. Southern Delta University Ozoro relocates 8 departments to Rirokwe campus. Itsekiri stakeholders and employees of Tantita claims Abuja protest was misguided. JAMB to conduct mop-up exam for 96,838 candidates on June 28. Nigeria backs $400 million project to build Africa's largest rare earth processing plant in Nasarawa. Spyro tells Nigerian politicians at Governor Eno's rally to do better for the economy. Petrol may eat 1,000 naira per litre as oil price soar over Iran-Israel conflict. Starmer and Trump discuss need for Iran to return to negotiations. Bayern Munich considering summer move for Arsenal star forward. That's the news as edited by Timiola Emanuela. I am Matsu Akwa. Thanks for watching.